Come on, damn it.
Hey. Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome to the Fireflies Wrestling Podcast. Today is June 15th, 2025, the year of our Lord, the year of the snake.
That's right, Jake the Snake, back with another story for this week. You guys wanted a story about Dean Ambrose? Let's talk about Dean Ambrose. So, it was Raw called WWE Old School, and I believe it was offense, whatever, while Samoan's kid that was up against CM Punk. He beat him, and then they were going to beat him up again, and then I came in with the snake, and they all got attacked. I believe it was the Wild Samoans kids or something. I can't remember exactly, but they fended him off. Dean Ambrose was in the ground, and I gave him the snake. And then for some reason, the dumbass started smiling on camera when the snake was on him. And then I was trying to put the snake down his pants. And then Punk was like, PG show. Fine. Oh, wow. Dean, you are such an idiot.
Stupid. Dumb. But anyways, today... we're in the year of retirement, so we've got the John Cena retirement that's in full swing. It's great. Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
Chris, he's on the way. He's got some tech issues. But we got John Cena's retirement tour in full swing. It is awesome. It's very entertaining. And so we're on to that. We also have a potential Ron the Truth Killings retirement, depending. And then maybe a Goldberg retirement. There's been echoes and shit of Goldberg's retirement coming up soon. So we shall see what happens there. Today is Father's Day. It's Daddy's Day. Yeah. You know, today is Father's Day. We got a list of fathers. I'm gonna go ahead and share. The list of the top 5 best fathers in WWE history.
All right.
We're really not going to go too much into it. We all know who they are. If you want to talk about them, whatever, we'll talk about them. But top fathers, and this is provided by Yahoo.com or Yahoo Entertainment. So we got a picture of Ray and Dom right there. But first, we got the good old Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, obviously, we know he's the father of Goldust as well as Cody Rhodes. But on top of that, he's fathered a bunch of talent that have come through the PC and WCW and just pretty much everywhere that he's been. He's been like a father figure to a lot of people. Next, we've got Ray. Ray, obviously, the father of. Gee, what is happening here? Okay, we got Ray. He's the father of Dominic Mysterio. Also, he's like the father of a lot of the lucha stars that we see in WWE today. He was like a father figure to a lot of them. So awesome. We got Cowboy Bob Orton, arguably one of the best, to create one of the best superstars of all time, and Randy Orton. And then we got Old Nate. Ric Flair created one of the greatest women's champions of all time in Charlotte Flair. We got the infamous line of longest line, oldest ride. Yeah. Yeah, I told you it's coming out today. And then we got Sika Anawai, no, which is the father of Roman Reigns, I believe. And yeah, yep, he's the father of Roman Reigns, also part of the biggest, one of the biggest families in all of professional wrestling in the Samoan dynasty. Honorable mentions, we got Rocky Johnson, The Rock's dad. Don't know who Stu Hart. Stu Hart is the father of Bret and Owen Hart. He also founded the Hart Dungeon, where a lot of wrestlers from Canada and throughout the world have gone to train. So in a way, he is like a father himself. So yeah, there's that. There's that list of guys and gals. Yeah. Chris's deadbeat, Daddy Dom
Daddy,
pause. But Daddy Dom pause. But Jr. I was scrolling through this list and I was looking at it and I was like, there's a name missing from this list, and I don't fucking know who this name could be. And I was just like, in my memory, I was like, who the fuck are we missing? Because there is one dad on this list. I mean, but I think I found him. I found him, JR.
Okay.
Do you want to know who it is?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not? Yeah. Wait. Can I make?
Let's go off from the list.
Jesus!
Oh man, I had to do it. I wish Chris was here because I wanted to see his authentic reaction. But tech issues are in the way. JR, breathe. God damn it.
God.
Yeah.
No. You know who else was not on this list?
Who else?
He did it for The Rock.
Oh
He
my
tried to
god.
do it for the people.
Oh,
And apparently
Rikishi.
he's mad about the fact that his son lost the title. He was a killer.
Oh man, he did a knock-up job. He's really hanging in there. Fuck. All right. Oh my god. Oh shit, I'm crying. Ooh. Oh god damn it. Oh, man. Okay.
Boss.
Pause. Whew.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Let's recollect
Okay.
ourselves. But yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Rikishi, he's the father to the Usos, to Solo, probably other Trulin out there that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But he's been riding WWE's dick real hard about Jey Uso, and we'll get into that in a little bit because we're gonna go over Raw and the happenings on Raw, and so we'll talk about that. Triple threat match. Oh shit! And we also forgot Vince. Vince is not on the list, and it's probably because he's a shit human being, but he is a great father, right? Like he's a father of WWE. What we know it now, right? Not what it was, but what we know it now. Father to Shane and Stephanie, arguably one of the greatest human beings alive in Stephanie.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, like, crazy. But we forgot John Laurinaitis. People power. But anyway, the power of the people. But anyways, yeah. So, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there that may watch, that may be not watching. Yeah, it's crazy. I just gotta say, man, later on tonight, if you got a partner, if you got somebody, and you got to spend alone time, just make sure you play one song, and if you do it right, it'll be great. And it's by Juvenile. It's called "Back That Ass Up." Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyways, all joking aside, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And
Father's Day, Dad, you already know I love you.
I hate you, Dad, but that's okay. I
know.
wouldn't be here without you. But anyways, you wouldn't have this legend in front of you without him. So can't deny who my daddy is. But anyways, before we get into today in wrestling history, we always have we have this weekly tradition that we do where we pop the top on whatever we're drinking. Is he here? He showed up just in time? We got Chris.
Like,
Hello.
Well, hold on, Chris. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel.
Fuck technology, dog. The biggest piece of dog shit I've ever seen.
oh my god.
So we're
I'm pissed I wasn't here for a live reaction on Benoit, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sums it up. There's a few words that sum it up.
And I've got to say, in all honesty,
Killer?
it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever.
Hey. But anyways, you came just in time, man. You're here just in time. We're about to pop the top on what we're drinking. JR, what are you drinking today?
Well, I just finished my not sponsored McDonald's iced coffee from the cafe.
Okay.
Once again, $1 drinks all summer here in Canada. But now I'm drinking not sponsored as well. Gatorade Zero Berry Punch.
Look, now I got to tag Gatorade.
Please do.
I have to tag Gatorade. We need a sponsorship. Chris, what are you drinking today?
I gotta.
Today we're
Monster not sponsored.
Nice. I've got a Monster Ultra Strawberry Dreams, not sponsored. It quenches you on the days that you need quenching, right? It tastes good. It gives you energy. Also, I've got the backup, the Rio Punch. Check that out. Not sponsored. The Monster Rio Punch. It's just good. It's great. Monster, McDonald's, now Gatorade. If you want to do the deal and you want to help a brother out on Father's Day, help some brothers out on Father's Day. You know what to do.
I got a mortgage now, so I need.
Yeah. We got mortgages. We got bills to pay. This shit ain't free. All right. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pop the top of what we're drinking. Yeah. I got kids, man. I got a kid. All right. Here we go.
Cheers, guys.
Dude, I just got it all over my fucking keyboard. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's fucking marvelous. Woo!
It's like drinking.
It's like drinking Jesus's sweat.
Oh, for the Lord.
My fucking God. But anyways, we're gonna go into today in wrestling history. JR, you want to go ahead and cover today in wrestling history? Yeah,
absolutely.
Chris, you got something?
Am I good?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, here we go. This day in wrestling for June 15th. We're going to start here in 1970 at the weekly WWF MSG show in New York. The Mongols, Bipo and Ghetto, defeated Tony Marino and Victor Rivera in a 2 out of 3 falls match to become the International Tag Team Champions. 1997, WCW The Great American Bash was held at the Mark of the Quad Cities in Moline, Illinois, in front of 9,613 fans. On the pay-per-view itself, the Ultimo Dragon defeated Psychosis with the Dragon Sleeper submission. Harlem Heat of Booker T and Stevie Ray defeated the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott Steiner, by disqualification after Vincent, aka Virgil, interfered and attacked Booker T. With the win, Harlem Heat became the number 1 contenders for the tag team titles. Conan defeated Hugh Morris. Glacier defeated Wrath after a super kick to get the pin. In a title versus career match, Akira Hokuto retained the women's championship against Medusa, meaning Medusa had to leave the company. The Father of the Year, Era 404, defeated Meng via submission in a death match. Great. Death match. And, okay.
Death match and beat him into submission.
Kevin Green defeated the late Steve Mongo McMichael following interference from Jeff Jarrett. The Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, defeated Ric Flair and Roddy Piper to retain the WCW Tag Team Championship, with Hall getting the pin on Piper. And in the main event, Randy Savage defeated DDP in a Falls Count Anywhere match. The match ended when Scott Hall came out and hit the Outsiders Edge on Page, followed by Savage hitting the flying elbow and getting a pin. 1998, Monday Night Raw was held in San Antonio, Texas. In the main event of the show, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker fought to win no contest against Kane and Mankind in the first ever tag team Hell in a Cell match. So I believe that was right before the famous Hell in a Cell match with Taker and Mankind. 2001, at JAPW, here to stay in Bayonne, New Jersey, Nick Burke defeated both Billy Rail and Chino Martinez in a three-way match to become the JAPW Light Heavyweight Champion. At the 2002, at Major League Wrestling Genesis in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Shane Douglas defeated Vampiro and Taiyo Kia in a three-way match to become the first ever MLW World Heavyweight Champion. 2003, Triple X Triple Mania 11 was held at the El Toreo de Cuarto Caminos in Mexico. Electric Shock and Lady Apache outlasted the teams of Chessmen and Tiffany, El Brazo and Martha Villalobos, and Phoebe Apache and Grand Apache in a four-way tag team match to win the World Mixed Tag Team Champions. 2003, Bad Blood for WWE was held in the Compaq Center in Houston, Texas, in front of 10,000 fans. On the Raw exclusive pay-per-view, Sunday Night Heat pre-show was Ivory defeating Molly Holly by pinfall. Rodney Mack and Christopher Nowinski defeated the Dudley Boys following a distraction from Teddy Long at ringside. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Eric Bischoff in the first contest in a redneck triathlon, a belching contest. Scott Steiner defeated Test to win Stacy Keibler's managing services. Booker T defeated Christian by disqualification in an Intercontinental Championship match. After Christian hit Booker with the belt, Christian lost the match but retained the title. Eric Bischoff defeated Stone Cold in the second round of the redneck triathlon, where they had to place their face on Mae Young's crotch. Excuse me while I vomit right now. And one after Austin forfeited instead performed a stunner on Mae Young. Oh, great. La Resistance, Rene Dupree and Sylvain Garnier defeated RVD and Kane to win the World Tag Team Championship after La Resistance performed a double spinebuster on Van Dam to get the pin. Goldberg defeated Chris Jericho after hitting him with the jackhammer and getting the pinfall. Ric Flair defeated Shawn Michaels after Randy Orton interfered and hit Michaels with a chair. Stone Cold defeated Eric Bischoff in the final contest of the Redneck Triathlon, where you had to throw your opponent in a pig pen, which means he won by a 2-1 decision. And in the main event, Triple H defeated Kevin Nash in a Hell in a Cell match to retain the World Heavyweight Championship with Mick Foley as a special guest referee. 2004. On a taping of Smackdown in Chicago, Illinois, the Dudley Boys defeated Charlie Haas and Rico to become the Smackdown Tag Team Champions. Later on the show, Rey Mysterio defeated Chavo Guerrero Sr. to win the Cruiserweight Championship.
Call him Big Daddy.
Yep, Big Daddy for Chavo, that's right. 2007, the OVW Summer Sizzler Series was held in Louisville, Kentucky. The Major Brothers, Brett and Brian Major, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, defeated Charles Evans, Dr. Thomas, and Justin LaRoche in a handicap tag team match to win the Southern Tag Team titles from OVW. 2008, Fire Ant defeated Finn Gerard to win the Chikara Young Lions Cup in Hellertown, Pennsylvania. 2009, Vince McMahon announced that he sold Monday Night Raw to Donald Trump. Because McMahon hadn't made it clear it was just a storyline, WWE stock fell from 13.13 share to $12.60 within a day of the announcement, and will carry on falling for the rest of the week until the company made it clear Trump hadn't really bought the show. In the main event, Randy Orton defeated John Cena, The Big Show, and Triple H in a fatal four-way match to win the vacant WWE Championship.
Who did he pin in?
I believe he pinned the Big Show, if I'm not mistaken. There, I think, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think he pinned the Big Show because the Batista had to drop the title because he tore his tricep, and then they just had that match, and then Big Show took the pin there.
Blue Tista.
Yeah. In the main event of the OVW taping in Louisville, Kentucky, Jack Black, not the actor, and Trailer Park Trash defeated Adam Revolver and Ted McNaylor to become Southern Tag Team Champions.
Sounds like some long lost cousins of mine.
2013, Rev Pro When Thunder Strikes was held in London, England. The Rev Pro British Tag Team titles changed hands when Paul Robinson and Ocean Spray, beat Chris Travis and Martin Kirby. He's been wrestling for that long. Jeez, I would have not have known. 2014, Slammiversary for TNA held number 12 was held at the College Park Center in Arlington, Texas, in front of 3,500 fans. On the pay-per-view, Sonata defeated Manic, Tiger Uno, Crazy Steve, Eddie Edwards, and Davey Richards in a 6-way ladder match to retain the X Division Championship.
Nice.
Bobby Lashley defeated Samoa Joe following a spear to get the pin. With the win, Lashley was put into the main event of the night to fight for the TNA World Championship. Magnus, a.k.a. Nick Aldis, defeated Willow, a.k.a. Jeff Hardy. Austin Aries defeated Kenny King to also be put in the TNA World Heavyweight Championship for later in the show. Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich defeated DJZ, a.k.a. Joaquin Wilde, and Jesse Goddard by disqualification. Angelina Love defeated Gail Kim to retain the TNA Knockouts Championship. EC3 defeated Bully Ray in a Texas death match after Dixie Carter caused a distraction, which led to Bully Ray going through 2 tables and being unable to answer the count of 10. Mr. Anderson defeated James Storm. And in the main event, Eric Young defeated both Austin Aries and Bobby Lashley in a 3-way steel cage match to retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship after he got the pin on Austin Aries. Same year, 2014, on day 1 of AJPW Dynamite Series in Tokyo, Japan, Takao Omori defeated Jun Akiyama to win the AJPW Triple Crown title. Same year, Joel Redman and Martin Stone beat Shaw Samuels and Terry Frazier at Rev Pro Summer Sizzler in London, England to become the new Rev Pro British Tag Team Champions. 2016, day 1 of the AJPW Dynamite Series was held in Tokyo. Yohei Nakajima and beat Kazuhiro Tamura for the Gora TV title. Then later in the show, Daisuke Sakamoto and Yuji Okabayashi became the AJPW World Tag Team Champions after defeating the Bodyguards and Zeus. Same year, the taping of the TNA Impact Final Deletion match between Matt and Jeff Hardy took place at the Hardy compound in Cameron, North Carolina, with the match airing on July the 5th. 2019, House of Hardcore Chinlock for Charity was held at the Leon Center in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. CG Felony won the Cale Murphy Memorial title after beating KL Shock. And later in the show, Beautiful Bee outlasted Andy Starr, Jesse Mack, and Madison Rain in a 4-way match to win the Chinlock Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Same year, at the new Six Flags Slam Fest in Jackson, New Jersey, Darby Allin defeated JT Dunn and became the new heavyweight title holder. Heavyweight title on Darby Allin, yeah, right. But yeah, that's that. But we do have a lot of birthdays to celebrate today. Luke Perry's son, 1997. Boo. Bailey, 1989. Happy birthday to Bailey. Cesar Bononi, 1986. Chuck Palumbo, 1971. Brad Armstrong, 1961. And Scott Norton, 1958. One half of Vicious and Delicious with old Buff Bagwell there. And
Nice.
this your day in wrestling for June 15th.
Oh, we lost Chris.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we lost Chris. Oh well, it's all good, man. So like, oh, Jack Perry, Dr. Dog.
Dr. Dosh. Yep.
Hey man, so while you're doing that, while you're looking at that, like I was watching I was watching a video on Facebook, and I just couldn't help but laugh. I was chuckling. Where the fuck is this picture? Um, I got to find this picture of this person, and it's peak him, right? Like, damn it, where is it? Anyways, the video was, and this is controversial. Hold on. Had to reset the router or the browser. Okay, no worries. So it was this lady. She was duking it up with her boxing gloves. And she said, "Don't worry, you got to face the final boss. You know, LA and Ice and all that, right?"
Mm.
And then it flashed to a video of JBL laughing when he was at the border.
Oh no.
And then she started tearing up.
Oh no.
World events aside, and as fucked up as that is, that shit was funny. If you can't laugh at that, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. Anyways,
Oh, hey.
I'm gonna have to send that in the chat because that was insane.
I can laugh at it right here.
Oh my fucking god. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to Raw. Oh my god. Oh, let me find it. Here we go. All right, I'm sending in the chat now. Anyways, so Monday Night Raw. Bleacher Report doesn't say where it's from. But anyways, we're facing the fallout of Money in the Bank. With everything from R-Truth. R-Truth. Oh Jesus, it's still there. R-Truth attacking Cena after his match during his match to the Money in the Bank winners, all that stuff. On the card announced, we have World Heavyweight Championship match: Jey Uso versus Gunther. Mm-hmm. We've got the King of the Ring tournament fatal four-way of Penta, Sammy, Dom, and Braun Breaker. The women's side, the Queen of the Ring, we got Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne Perez. We also got the return of Nikki Bella. So Raw kicks off with Cena. Cena comes out to the ring, gives a back and forth promo about how he's the greatest of all time. There's nobody that can challenge him. Out comes CM Punk, right? This is something that we've wanted. We wanted that face-off with CM Punk for a while. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that they chose to do it now. So CM Punk and Cena do this back and forth. Some real good insults. Punk said, if you're not a coward, you'll fight me tonight for the heavyweight championship. And he was like, yes, we're going to fucking do it, right? Cena got the crowd amped. And I knew it was coming. JR knew it was coming. And then he said, not tonight.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to have to do it in Saudi Arabia. So that puts Punk in a weird position. Because he's been very vocal in the past about Saudi blood money.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he has to compete at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia if he wants that championship match. So, before Punk could even give an answer, Seth Rollins came out, held the Money in the Bank up, did his maniacal little weird laugh that he does. And that was the segment. So overall, I think I thought that was a great segment back and forth. A lot of people are saying that they're bored with Cena's heel run. I think it's great. I enjoy it fully. Some of the things that were key moments and takeaways of that were Cena looked at the crowd and said, "You're all spineless keyboard warriors." And then Punk said, "Are you comfortable, John? Because I have a lot of things that I want to get off my chest." And so he was setting up for that pipe bomb and he never really got to it. And CM Punk at the end said, "I have to become the monster to stop the monster." And in regards of stopping Cena from destroying professional wrestling. Great Great segment back and forth between the two. I enjoyed it. I really did. Our first match of the night was AJ Styles versus Chad Gable. God, these two just continue to like. I've always loved AJ. I always loved Chad Gable. Great back and forth between the two. We've seen that AJ Styles beat Chad Gable. Real good. I mean, naturally, real good segment between the three of them. He's back. He's back. Yes, boy.
He's back. Da, 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 da.
That's right.
Our
You guys
first.
okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No lag. Yes.
So our first Queen of the Ring match was Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan. Before the match, Liv said that she was going to win the match and that she was going to go on and win the Queen of the Ring tournament. And Roxanne Perez said, "Well, may the best woman win." And I don't know if you guys picked Roxanne to win, but that was definitely a surprise for me. I thought that they were going to pull the trigger on Rhea or on Liv.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they didn't. Roxanne, I mean, it's keeping it unpredictable, and it's. Oh, okay. We were in Phoenix. That's where we were. But yeah, so Roxanne beat Rhea Ripley and Kairi Sane to advance. Liv was getting pinned by Kairi, and Roxanne came and did a sneak up pin on Kairi, so she won. And Liv was fucking irate. Yeah, dude, really great match. Next, we had Becky Lynch come out and pretty much say that I feel like Becky Lynch in this promo reverted back to the trash, to the garbage. Right? She said, "I'm here to make this title relevant." And then she talked to the title. She said, "Hey, welcome to relevancy." Like, come on. Right? Like, I don't want to pick apart a promo, but Jesus Christ, it's back to garbage. Back to the taking the garbage out thing. She called Lyra out so that Lyra could come and raise her hand properly, put her title back on her properly, and then we seen Lyra come out and she looked like a boulder. Like she looked like a boulder.
She built like a boulder, man. Jeez.
Yeah. She looked like a boulder, and hey, man, she came out looking angry as a motherfucker. And before she could even attack, Bayley attacked. Bayley made her return. She attacked Becky and left Lyra like, "What are you doing?" Miss Cake herself was in the ring.
BBL Bailey.
Yeah, BBL
Bailey.
And then some of the key takeaways is Becky said, "What? There's no you deserve it chance. I don't need you to tell me that because I already know I do."
I thought her promo wasn't that bad. The beginning of the promo, it served its purpose, and then she kind of did the Trick Williams promo where he's like, "Yeah, I remember all you people booing me," and I feel like if you're gonna deliver a classic promo that people are going to remember for the rest of their life, you're not going to do it before somebody attacks you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Your next segment was kind of like an impromptu one. It felt very like impromptu. And Truth jumped the guardrail, grabbed a microphone, stood on the announce table, and pretty much said, "I'm back because of you guys. When you guys don't believe that you have a voice, you do. And it's because of you that I am back." And he said, "But that being said, you thought I was a joke. You thought I was a punchline. You thought I was a gimmick." And he said, "I'm no longer a gimmick. I'm Ron Killings. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth." And then cut his dreads off. Yo, this man full ass cut his dreads off. And I'm for it. The unhinged Ron Killings, I love it. I'm all for it. And we're going to see progressively through the week what happens with Ron Killings, but it has gotten great. Yeah, shades of TNA Ron Killings is coming out, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
What he says, our truth, the truth has set me free. I'm Ron Killings. I'm the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now put some respect on my name. I love it. Our next match was Sami Zayn versus Penta, Dom, and Braun Breaker in a fatal 4-way to advance onto the King of the Ring finals or semifinals. LA Knight came out and took out Braun Breaker.
Yeah, big surprise there.
Yeah. So Sami Zayn ended up picking up the win by pinning Dom, and great match. It was very entertaining.
Nick with a certain somebody backstage.
What's up?
I said, and he's met with a certain somebody backstage after that match.
Yep, he is met by Karrion Kross backstage. Doesn't really say anything on here about that, but
yeah, I think wasn't it?
It's during the commercial break.
Netflix promos.
Look, man, I'm gonna say something like Netflix is fucking up in the United States because they cut to the commercials, and we don't get to see anything in the United States that happens. They post it up on social media, and that's fine, but we don't get to see it in real time. So it's kind of like we're missing a lot of what's happening.
Me here in Canada, I have to let them know what's happening because I don't have that block for some reason on my end here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next, we had Nikki Bella make her return, and I thought it was great. She said, that they were teasing it all night. They showed her backstage, meeting up with some of the women that are there, and she announced that she didn't necessarily announce Evolution, but we already know that it was going to be there, or that they're doing an all women's pay-per-view, which is great. One of the things that got me is she called Stephanie Vacay.
Yes, I'm not going to really.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Anyways,
I just want to nitpick on that. That's whatever. She said her name. I don't give a rat's ass. So.
Anyways, I mean, we're nitpicking here at that point. But anyways, we've seen Liv Morgan come out, and she cut a scathing promo.
Bro, both of them killed that shit.
Yeah,
I was really happy to see Nikki step up to that.
Yeah, Liv came out and said, if you're going to announce the greatest women on the roster, you better mention me. And then she lists off her accolades, and they had a back and forth. She said, Liv said, you're only mad because I have everything you don't. I have respect, I have a championship, and I have a man.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. And then Jesus. Yeah, I do. That's perfect timing. That's perfect timing for that. I totally forgot about that, man.
Jesus!
Yeah. And then Nikki was like, yeah, well, I'm just trying to figure out who he belongs to, you or Roxanne. Talking about Dom.
Pretty great.
So
Pretty great.
digging that knife deeper.
Bro, can we talk about how well she took that Oblivion?
Yeah.
So Nikki was outside the ring. She just kind of started to walk away, and Liv said, "I'm still a champion, and you'll and all you'll ever be is a reality show diva." And then Nikki turns around and goes to get in the ring, dude, and sets her right up for that Oblivion, dude. Beautiful setup.
Yeah, man. If Liv Morgan and Nikki Bella is the plan, or if it's Brie and Nikki versus Liv and Raquel, I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We had our main event, Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And dude, despite what everybody says, that match was great.
It was
it was one of the best like heavyweight championship matches on Raw that I've seen.
To a T.
It's their best match of their series. Of all the matches they've had together, this was easily their best match.
100%.
They were throwing, digging into each other's move books. So we've seen Gunther pull out a spear, which never happens.
His spear was fucking disgusting.
Not too bad. Yeah, pretty good. Very good.
Yeah. And then we seen Jay pull out a German suplex. I'm pretty sure he did a power bomb. They were trading sleepers off, and just Jay couldn't get the sleeper in.
That was my favorite part. That was my favorite part. Them exchanging sleepers.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like, oh, can one submit the other? That was very good
And
storytelling.
commentary helping that too was just like, bro, this is perfect.
So a lot of people were upset because they took the championship off of Jay after 51 days of being champion. First off, the fact that a company decided to have faith in you as a performer and put that brand's championship on you to carry as champion says a lot about your work ethic and like who you are as a person, because they wouldn't just put it on some shitbag. I mean, they did it with Randy when he was young, and we've seen what happened there.
Exactly.
But furthermore, there's a lot of fake outrage online over Jay losing the championship, because when he won it, people were mad.
I was gonna say, from those same exact people that were bitching about him being champion are bitching that he didn't get a title run.
Yeah, and then they bitched that he was boring, and then they bitched that he had he had pretty much seen his 5 moves of doom, and like that he couldn't cut a promo, and the only thing he was a gimmick. But now, because
the promo part I can agree on.
I can too. But then they bitched that they put the title back on Gunther, when in reality Gunther has made that championship relevant.
Yeah,
he's made it very relevant. With the exception of Seth Rollins, I don't think anybody holding that title made it more relevant than those two, Gunther and Seth Rollins. Primarily for the fact of the feuds that Gunther has been in, with the exception of Damian Priest, have all been great. They have all been phenomenal as champion.
The annoying part of the Damian thing isn't even so much as their matches, because we know that Damian can go in that ring. We know he's a good wrestler. The problem with that feud was this is after Gunther lost to Cody at Crown Jewel, and they literally made him look like a bitch to Damian Priest of all people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damian's a big guy. But let's not sit here and pretend like he has more presence than Gunther, because he absolutely doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And merch sales be damned. Gunther's putting on phenomenal matches, and he makes you care about the match that he's going into, right? He makes you care about the feud.
We're in fucking professional wrestling / sports entertainment.
Exactly. He makes you care about the opponent that he's going to go up against, because he brings out the hatred out of the other person. So
here's my thing about Jay. So like, obviously he is over like nobody else in the company, right? He gets probably the loudest reactions right now. And I feel like him being the champion, where do you go and who do you have him feud with that, number one, people aren't going to bitch about him beating, and number two, just make it look believable.
Yeah.
You're going to put him in the ring with somebody like Karrion Kross, who towers him and outskills him in every fucking way, or Austin Theory, who can wrestle circles around him. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a lose-lose situation, because the only people that you can put in the ring with Jay is somebody like Logan.
Yeah.
Or somebody like Cena, who can carry that match. And I'm not saying that Jay's a bad worker, but Jay, I can't tell you, outside of this recent Gunther match and just that feud in general, Jay's matches don't stand out to me.
No. Also, a lot of time too, he was put in positions to be in a tag team match with other people to help defend himself. Like, he really didn't have a foot to stand on when it came to singles competition. I mean, obviously he's been a singles competitor for what, like 2-3 years now. And I don't remember a memorable match that he's had.
None. Not one.
When during the pandemic, when him and Roman had the feud, yes, Yes, and that was because Roman helped elevate him.
Right.
Roman helped put him on the map, and there was
Also, to
Go ahead.
piggyback off that point, you didn't have a crowd to gauge reactions off of everything.
no.
Yeah.
Outside of the Hell in a Cell match, I can't remember anything that Jay did in the pandemic. Not one.
Nope. The tribal combat. I mean, I don't even remember if that was
Horrible
during the
match.
pandemic. I enjoyed it, but I mean,
Are we
other
talking
people-
about the one at SummerSlam or in the pandemic?
I was at SummerSlam. That wasn't during the pandemic. That was like literally the year Cody lost at Mania, and then
And that was when Solo or Jimmy helped him or something, or Jimmy helped Roman.
yeah, as that
Yeah,
yeah,
that
as
was awful. I hated that match.
I hated the ending. I enjoyed the rest of the match. But you know, there's as a solo competitor, I don't see very many matches of his that I'm like, damn, that is real good.
I mean, look at Jeff and Matt Hardy. I think they're probably the best example of the problem with trying to go solo with these guys.
Yeah.
You gave Jeff Hardy a chance to go solo, and what did he do with it? He quite literally floundered his entire career as a solo guy because he's not dependable.
No, absolutely, you're not wrong there. But then you got Matt, and Matt kind of did the same thing. You know, when Matt became TNA champion, he spiraled out of control.
Right.
Like, and we're not talking about spiraling out of control as like character wise, we're like personal wise.
Right.
He spiraled out of control. He let the fame get to his head, and I mean, you could say that it happened prior to. But anyways, the other issue that I have with this is, and we talked about it last week, is Rikishi, the helicopter.
He's
The
a
helicopter.
problem.
He is the helicopter parent, right? Like, it's okay for him to vocalize his displeasure,
Sure.
but if this man was booking WWE, he would have every single person in his family be a champion, and it's just not.
And they would
sustainable.
never lose the title.
They would never lose the title, right? And like, there has to, like, in professional wrestling, there has to be some struggle, right? There has to be a loss. There has to be, you have to lose something, right? And WWE knows what they're going to do moving forward with Jay. We don't know, and that's why we have the best seat in the house to watch what the fuck happens.
And this might be a hot take, but I think Roman Reigns' title reign, when he held the title, I blame that on how this community and how all these old heads act like when it comes to title reigns.
Yeah.
And if Roman didn't hold that shit for however fucking long it was, I lost track. I don't think we would be having this conversation about Jay having a 51-day fucking title reign. Because how many Hall of Fame levels have held that title less than 51 fucking days?
Kane, Rey
Big
Mysterio.
E, who can literally
Mankind 3 times.
Yeah. He can literally go in the fucking ring. He can talk on the microphone. He can move merch with the New Day. Didn't get a long title reign at all.
Yeah. Kane didn't get a long title run. I mean, his first title run, I think, was a day.
Right.
It was a day. Yes, you're right.
And Rey Mysterio's was literally 3 minutes. Drew McIntyre was 5. Right? So, like,
Fake
Come on.
outrage, bro. It's selective outrage.
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah,
much.
they don't realize it's like a lot of these talents have had quick title reigns and such. In this case here, like if we go to tag titles and so, but remember John Cena and The Miz had like a 30-second title reign one time, and then they lost the titles back. I know it's part of storyline, but it's just like, just shut up with the fake outrage on this, man. It's like literally everyone has had a short title reign at some point.
Absolutely. And so I'm happy with the outcome of the match, the Gunther and Jay match. I think.
Gunther is just a better candidate for a champion.
Yes. Yes.
Gunther can build baby faces off his back.
He
Jay
can.
doesn't have the ability to build a heel on his back. I'm sorry, he just doesn't.
No, because they're already established heels coming after him.
Because like here's how I look at Jay, right? When you first injected him onto the Monday Night Raw roster, what happened? Him and Drew interacted because of the bloodline shit. And this was Drew trying to overcome adversity with the roster, not liking him because of the bloodline shit.
Yeah.
So we hyper focused on the bloodline stuff for a year longer than we probably should have. And again, we look at somebody like Solo, who I have vocally said I don't like. And now that he's doing the hype man shit and not the bloodline shit, he's 100 times better than he ever has been.
Absolutely.
Underlying problem, bloodline. Period.
Yep. But I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to let you guys talk NXT, and I'll be back for SmackDown. All right.
Mhm.
So, JR, do you like my name?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do.
All right. So we got NXT, and we started off pretty hot. We had Jasper Troy attacking Oba Femi, putting him through a car window. That's a great way to make an impact, no pun intended. It looked pretty damn great. They sold that segment so good.
That parking lot, man. Jeez, crazy shit happens there, man. Yeah.
And our very first match of the night was Ethan Page and Shawn Legacy.
Mhm.
Hats off to Shawn Legacy for showing out the way that he does. I think he's more than ready to be a part of that NXT roster. And shout out to Ethan, who I just think is the most complete and flawless wrestler on the NXT roster right now. I don't think anybody comes close to him right now.
It's so good. So good. Yeah.
Got that nasty twisted grin to finish off the match.
Yeah.
Right after Shawn Legacy tried to hit that 450 splash.
Mhm.
After he got the win, Ricky Saints came out and started beating the brakes off of Ethan Page. So it looks like Ricky's not main roster bound just yet,
Yep.
which I think is completely fine.
Yeah, too soon for Ricky. Yeah, let him establish a name for himself first. Yeah.
So then we're seeing backstage Fatal Influence talking about defending her title, or JC talking about defending her title, and Laney Raid decides to approach her saying, all right, I have nothing to lose, and smacks her right in the face.
Twice.
Twice, yeah. So we got a title match for later that night.
Yep.
Then we had a Sol Ruka and Zarya vignette on TikTok. There was a little altercation with Lash Legend and Kalani, and also Rin Sinclair. So we have a match later on that night. Then we see the calling talking about Brooks Jensen getting written off. Still unsure what they're doing with Brooks. I'm not sure if he's getting released or what they're doing with the guy. I hope they find something for the guy because, in that promo, they did kind of point out a lot of flaws in Brooks' character, saying, he wasn't 100% in it and was always torn facing Briggs. So, yeah, they were talking about the split, and Izzy said she's got her eyes on somebody. So I'm assuming that means Tatum Paxley.
It seems like absolutely. And then shout out to the transition there. They go from the promo when she did this, and then it goes to the entrance with her doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to the producers there. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty great. Then we see that AAA is in the house. Psycho Clown and Octagon Jr. are both shown first. Pretty great reaction for both guys, even though, supposedly Octagon is buried.
Of course. Yeah.
So then we had the match, the Culling versus Josh Briggs and Yoshiki and Amora. Another really good match. I think Inamura is a very special talent to watch, and I love that Sean Spears was taunting him the entire match. So it looks like we're going to possibly get Sean Spears and Inamura one-on-one at some point.
Yep. Find out.
And Vance just hits that Dominator and gets the pinfall. I really like this Vance guy. I think he's very explosive. He kind of reminds me of maybe like a younger Bobby Lashley, where he just you don't expect him to be as strong as he was, even though Bobby was built like a house.
Yeah. I was thinking more like he's a kind of bootleg Johnny the Bull Stamboli sort of thing with
I can see
he looks
that.
kind of menacing, but you have something within him because I think underrated Johnny the Bull could have been something if they had used him correctly, and in this case here you got something with Nico, so I'm curious to see how this goes with Nico going forward.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So then Ava is talking to Ricky Saints, basically scolding him, saying that he's not medically clear to be here, tells him to go home, and he's seen with a bandage over his neck selling that injury. So it looks like we're going to be continuing Ethan and Ricky at some future point,
That's
which
fine with
I'm
me.
up for, because that last match that was fucking a lot of fun.
Yeah, obviously there's more to come with that, so I have no problem with that. Yeah, no.
And then we see Sarah Schreiber talk about Oba being in the medical facility getting checked on. And it still has no update whether or not the match is going to happen. And then we have Andre Chase telling Kale Dixon and Uriah Connors that they have to follow the rules and the direction. Now it's time for them to go back to class. Again, Chase U stuff. It's weird. I think it's the strangest filler I think I've ever seen put on a show. And I hope there's a direction for it, because out of everybody there, I would say Uriah probably sticks out the most out of the three. And you know what? I would love to see Uriah go to Dark State or something. He has that ability to be menacing.
We shall see.
And then we have the newest signee, Mariah May. Her new gimmick name is announced, and that is Blake Monroe. It is a callback to both Marilyn Monroe and Sabrina Carpenter, and Blake is after her niece's name, so I'm not mad at it. The second I heard her name was announced and why it was announced to that name, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Honor your family members and whoever you idolize. Whatever. People try to say that it's a Tony Storm knockoff, which I don't really see that.
No, it's not. Oh my God, why did they think it's a Tony Storm? First of all, if it was a Tony Storm knockoff, it'd be black and white.
Right.
And then also she'd be like, that kind of thing there. But no, this is like literally a fresh start for her. This is almost sort of like what Frankie Monet should have been almost when Taya Valkyrie came. So I just thought of it now. So I'm sure Blake will be able to pull it off. She's gonna be she's gonna sign her contract next week. So officially. So yeah, I'm looking to see who they pair her up with to start off.
Just to troll somebody, I hope they get a tall, bald dude with glasses and a Butler outfit just to piss off AEW fans.
Hey, you know what? You might as well get her a concierge, just like in TNA. I mean,
right.
As much as I hate that concierge there, he's doing a good job there for that Elegance brand there. So
right,
it'd be kind of funny.
Then we had Lash Legend against Ren Sinclair. I thought this was a very fun match. Lash Legend continues to prove how great she is. That spinning side slam she does.
Yeah, I will make one comment about that side slam. She needs to work on that because that looked a little sloppy at the end there. But
yeah, maybe it kind of felt like the finish might have been rushed a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
Maybe they ran out of time or something. But yeah, I think Sinclair is fairly green still, so maybe that was a factor in there too. And Lash hasn't had a match in a long time, I feel like. So yeah, just needs to clean up a little bit, and I think she's fine. We had an introduction of Lainey Reed and who she is. She claims that JC Jane is the most beatable champion that NXT has ever seen. So it looks like, at least this is how I view it, that JC Jane is going to be the Seth Rollins for the women's title. She's going to be a workhorse until whoever takes that title off her takes it off.
Well, yeah, because you have to establish JC now at this point here, because it's like you put the title on her, you had her beat Stephanie, and now you have to, highlight her and show them why you put your faith in JC to be the face of that division right now in this case here. So yeah, like you said, I think it makes sense for her to do this kind of thing until we know who the clear person is she's gonna drop the title to, because at this point it could be anybody in that division, because we know how deep that division is. It's like we don't have like a clear vision of who is taking the title off JC as of yet here. Because it's not obvious it's going to be one of the Fatal Influence members, because I think in this case here you can save that for like that breakup for something else. But I mean,
I was going to say I think the short term plan should be Blake. I think her dropping to Blake would be very smart, not only because Blake is a star, but Blake has a lot of star power. Not that JC doesn't. JC is just not there.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as as much as I love dragging AEW, Blake did compete in All In, and I'll give her credit where credit's due. It's a big crowd to be competing in.
Mhm.
And I think she was very solid in Stardom too. So I think she would be very smart to give that title to in some capacity.
Yeah, we'll see.
So then we had JC and Laney raid for the title. I thought this was a pretty good match for both ladies.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the first match Laney's had since Level Up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I personally never seen Lainey in the ring, to be honest with you. So this was my first time seeing her, and she seems like a pretty big powerhouse there.
Yeah,
In that ring
very
there,
athletic.
and obviously, and then also, of course, if you recall, she actually trained Charlotte Flair.
Right.
She helped out Charlotte Flair in her return, so obviously, there's a lot of praise for her. Yeah, it was a good outing for Lainey there. Good stuff there.
Makes me wonder when Kiana James is going to come back.
Yeah, I'm sure it's imminent now at this point here because she's been training with Tyler and Sean Spears there for the longest time now. So yeah.
Then we see that Damian Priest is going to be on the Cody Rhodes show.
Yeah.
Then after that, we have Josh Briggs flipping out backstage, saying that they lost again. Yoshiki is trying to calm him down. And here comes Casey Navarro and AJ Francis.
Outside.
So it looks like we're going to have, I think it's a 6-man tag team, right?
It's a 6-man tag team match, player.
It's going to be what? Trick,
First
Casey
class and Trick,
AJ,
baby. Yeah, versus
and
Yoshiki and Josh Briggs and who's the other? And Elijah. Elijah.
Elijah, right? Okay,
Yeah.
that should be a fun match.
Yeah. Dollar. Yeah. You see the improvement of AJ Francis in the ring. Yeah, I think you got everybody really thrilled with it.
Ren Sinclair seen backstage. She says that Miles Bourne should say something. Tells Miles Bourne that Charlie has something to say to him. Charlie considers him a man of his word and wishes Miles luck. Tavian Heights is seen backstage with them as well, and Javon. And it seems like Tavian is wanting to leave NQCC as well. And it seems like Javon and Charlie are going to have a nice little match there soon, I think next week. Then we had the family versus High Rise. I thought this was a pretty solid match for what it was. I know there was a lot of distrust between Luca and Tony, and we saw a lot of that throughout the match. And then out comes Stacks to cost Tony the match. And High Rise picks up the W. So I love the name High Rise. I love the vignettes and stuff they're doing. My only gripe is Wesley is not being used in any capacity. He's not doing promos. He's not doing squash matches. He's not doing anything. And I genuinely think, and I understand this is the system and this is how they work. I don't like when they prominently feature somebody and then all of a sudden they're just cut off. And I feel like turning him heel was the worst decision they ever made. Because it doesn't seem like they were doing anything further than Zachary Wentz. Granted, they've done more on TNA than they have at WWE, but still.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, he's still there. That's the most important thing. So I mean, he's due at some point. So
yeah. And then next week, it's announced that Blake Monroe will officially sign her contract. And Ava announces that there is going to be an Eliminators match for Evolution. JC is announced to defend her title at Evolution. So congratulations to JC Jane.
Big moment.
We have 4 big matches next week. It's going to be Kalani Jordan versus Lash Legend. Jada Parker versus... Huh?
No, I'm just saying who wins. I think who's going to win the two. Yeah, Lash wins that one.
Jada Parker and Thea Hale.
Jada wins.
Jordan Grace and Lola Vice is interesting.
Jordan Grace has to win the one. I can't see her losing to Lola. Okay, fair.
That'd be pretty crazy if Lola goes over.
Yeah, that would be insane if she wins.
Zarya versus Izzy. I'm actually really looking forward to that one.
I say Izzy wins that one.
I think Izzy's going to win it too because Zarya's kind of in that soul storyline.
Yeah,
so
I think that's shenanigans are going to happen with that one there. But yeah, that's going to be a good one. Zarya and all 4 are going to be great. It's good stuff there.
We had a Trick Williams segment backstage with Sarah Schreiber, and let me tell you something, man. Trick Williams, when his back is against the wall and people are doubting him, that man shuts everybody up immediately. This is a drastically long promo, so I'm not going to read it, but
Don't.
I thought his TNA promo was so damn good. Basically ends it with, I'm talking about, hold on. So here's how we're going to do it. Sarah, next week we're going to have a 6-man tag, Yoshi, Briggs, and Elijah against Trick Williams and the light-skinned brothers out of First Class. I'm talking about AJ Francis and Casey Navarro. Let's talk about it. Now, Yoshi and Briggs, since you want to walk with Elijah so bad, next week we're going to dog walk your ass out of NXT. You already know what time it is. Tricky 2 brands. I make it look easy. Trick fucking Williams, bro. I love that guy. He's so good.
We thought we were kind of questioning why they forced the heel turn. Now it makes a lot more sense now with his heel turn. It really is a good heel turn. And
it was like I was saying before it happened. Him being the beacon for TNA, I think is fucking genius. Yeah. Because you got Elijah, you have Mike Santana, you have all these other potential singles guys going for him. You have Joe Hendry still, who cut a promo on TNA talking about losing the title. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Joe. It's an interesting time right now for TNA. I did see something recently that they kind of booked a stadium they booked an arena that was really big and they're not really moving tickets. So I'm kind of disheartened to see that a little bit.
It's bound to happen there. But they have Slammiversary coming up. Their big PLE coming up there. So I'm looking forward to that. Because Slammiversary is usually good stuff there. Yeah.
So now we have the main event: Oba Femi versus Jasper Troy. And let me tell you something right now, man. Jasper Troy has made a fan out of me. That man decimated Oba Femi. Almost the entire match.
What's the term that Booker T says? No bread, no
water.
No
bread, no water, just meat.
And boy, that was literally
that hurts my throat so bad.
It was a combination of kaiju battles and basically a freaking meat platter you get at a barbecue stand for like $25, where they give you the whole freaking tray of barbecue there. And I just didn't stop watching because
it was so good
everywhere in that match.
Man. I was glued the entire match. We don't often get to see Oba Femi fight upwards. You and I talked about this. We don't see Oba Femi the underdog ever. Jasper Troy, who is as green as baby shit,
he made
himself that match. And Oba didn't even have to carry. That kid proved himself and then some. If there's one adjustment that he needs to make, just one, it's his look and presentation. That's it. The kid is great. His promos could always use a little work, but that
that's always a work in progress with the promos.
But Oba Femi is a scary motherfucker. That last segment, that last spot, when he just like tossed up Jasper, like all adrenaline and power slammed his ass. I'm like, dude, this is why he's the NXT champion. He's a scary, strong guy. Yeah. And I think that's probably my favorite NXT main event of this year.
Yeah, definitely. They really stand out there, and it shows that Jasper was the right choice for the winner. I mean, even though we think that who was the other finalist besides Jasper?
It was fucking. Oh my god, what the hell is his name? Shiloh Hill.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. But Jasper really showed up there. He's got something. I do agree with the look there. Maybe improve it just a slight bit. But I still love it because it basically reminds me of the Monster Abyss. Because like literally with the chains and all that. Because it's good stuff there with Jasper. Yeah, really good main event there. Really good.
Great show, and it got a really good rating for this week too.
Massive rating, 7.29. Amazing, good stuff there. Yeah,
indeed. We got to talk about Shiloh Hill for a moment.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta mute my mic again and call. Hold on.
Okay. We got to talk about Shiloh Hill for a moment.
Yeah, run this by me. I didn't see that part. I was out on my
All
phone.
right. All right. So Shiloh Hill, he's been on TikTok, right? And apparently, like a bunch of or some. I got turned on to this because some wrestling fans were actually watching his stuff. He went on the dark web. First off, that's your first fucking problem. You went on the dark web, and he bought a pair of boots that allegedly had blood on them, like all over them, and he got it shipped to his house. First off, if you're gonna do dark web shit, like you don't get it shipped to your house, right? You get a PO box and you do it because like people can fucking track you. Anyways, he went and it had a VHS in it, and he went and bought a VHS player, and then it stopped working. So he ordered another one. Ended up watching this whole thing. He seen what was on it. He found some luminol, and he sprayed luminol on it, and then on the boots. Now, luminol, if you don't know what luminol is, it is a fluid that is used by crime scene investigators, and you spray it in order to pull out blood stains, and like you run a black light over it, and then it will actually show the blood stains where they're at. And these boots were covered in blood stains, like legitimate. So it was actual blood. Before then, he had actually worn them to work, which is another major fucking problem. He wore them to work. So now his DNA is matched with the DNA that are in the boots. So he didn't show what was actually on the tape, but he watched it and he said it was really, really disturbing. And then the most recent update I seen, which I made a video on, was that he ended up cutting the heels out of the boots, and he found a tracking device inside the boots, like an actual receiver and transmitter. So the receiver was in one boot, the transmitter was in the other, so they're linked together. And it was like the actual receiver was showing that it was blinking, so it was working. And I said, in the video that I made, I said it is about time that you actually call the fucking police, right? Like you have crime scene evidence with the boots. You have a receiver and transmitter that's actually showing your location to somebody that is not there, and you had it sent to your house. So like those are three things right there. So yeah, dude, I hope that nothing bad happens to him. But he fucks around, he's gonna find out if he doesn't get the police involved. It's gonna be fucking crazy. But yeah, that's a whole rabbit hole to go down, and it's a long rabbit hole. If you know anything about the dark web or the deep web, like it's not a place that anybody should be fucking around on. That's where bad people go to do bad shit. But yeah, at any rate, JR, you want to cover SmackDown?
Absolutely. Yep. SmackDown live from Lexington, Kentucky at the Rupp Arena. Can I just say something about the crowd? The crowd sucked.
They were fucking dog shit. Even Cody didn't get that loud of a reaction.
Yeah, it was a terrible. Can I get that JBL clip on that for the crowd, please?
Yeah.
Kiss my ass. This show sucks.
Thank you. Wow. I just want to rant on that because, like, I'll, in one particular match, I'll point out the crowd there because, like, they were literally just dog crap there. But anyways, we start here with John Cena, the champ, coming out for appearance number, was it 19 remaining after the on this one?
Well, 18 was tonight.
18? Tonight.
Or Friday,
okay.
sorry.
Okay. Thank you. So this was appearance number 18 out of the remaining tally here. And he starts out by saying, Wrestling's Musher is John Cena, John Cena, John Cena, John Cena. And then he basically goads Cody Rhodes. He basically goads R-Truth there. And then all of a sudden, Cody Rhodes comes out. And he basically says, "Oh, you forgot about the fact that I pinned you at Money in the Bank." And so they basically go back and forth here. Randy Orton then comes out here. Basically, he says that if I have to go through the King of the Ring to get another title match, I will. I don't care what I have to go through. Even though if it's you, Cody, I like you like a brother. He won't hesitate to put you down. And then LA Knight comes out. He then hypes up the going for the title there. So he He basically goes, if that means I have to go through, if that means if I have to go drop a Viper, I got to drop a Nightmare. If I have to drop a Genius, balding bitch like you, John Cena, I will be the WWE champion. With everyone saying L.A. Knight. Yeah. That was a good promo there with all four. And as John Cena was walking out of the ring, Ron Killings comes and attacks him on the stage there. So Ron Killings has to be restrained there. And then he gets into a shouting match with Nick Aldis. He turns his hat back, almost like he's the Dr. Thugonomics. It's almost like a baseball umpire with a player there. They were like mouthing off to each other. That was quite
pretty great.
Hilarious there. Which led to the first of four first round matches that happened this evening, which was the first of the men's side, which was Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knight versus Aleister Black. Good stuff there from all four. Good chemistry between all four of these guys there. It ended with actually Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker interfering in the match, basically retaliating to what LA Knight did on Monday, attacking LA Knight there. Bronson Reed gets Spears Knight, and then Hayes goes for a frog splash on Knight, but Orton gets the RKO, but he landed on top of Knight, so he pins LA Knight, and Randy Orton is the first competitor from the SmackDown side to advance into the second round there, and he gets a one-on-one match with Sami Zayn this upcoming next week on SmackDown there for the right to go to the finals there. So that's a very intriguing match between Randy Orton and Sami Zayn. Looking forward to that. We then had a Jacob Fatu segment with Solo Sikoa. Jacob just comes out there and says basically all gas no brakes, whatever. And Solo Sikoa appears in the Titantron. He appears on the Titantron. JC Mateo looking like a garden gnome there in the back like this, which is very weird. But Solo says, you know what? But then Solo goes, remember, I brought you into this world and I will take you out, basically, to summarize it there. So,
and I want to hear 6 words. I love you, Solo. I don't know what the other 2 words are. Oh, 4 words, I guess.
4 words. That's okay, no problem. But yeah, that's basically they're starting their rivalry there. We then had the Secret Her Service talking to Nick Aldis because apparently Chelsea Green is on vacation. So she is on FaceTime, and basically she wants to delay her first round match that was going to happen that night. But he goes, you know what? No, I ain't going to do that. Alba Fire is going to take your spot there. And then she keeps on ranting. And then as they walk off, Zelina Vega comes in. And she turns the volume down on the phone, and you keep hearing her ranting while she talks to Nick Aldis there. Basically, she brings out the New York out of her. She's basically saying, I want Julia. And he's like, oh, she's not here today. So it's like, okay, next week I'll call her out and we'll see what happens. So Zelina got spit some fire next week. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she says to Julia there, because we know she can talk. So yeah, the New York's going to come out of her, and I'm actually going to enjoy it. So we're looking forward to that. Which then led to the second match, which was the first on the women's side here for SmackDown. Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax versus Piper Niven versus Mi Chin. Oh man, physical match between all 4 of these ladies there. Yeah, outstanding there. I loved the little partnership, quote unquote, with Nia and Piper there. You know, basically showing their powerhouse status there. Yeah, but very good stuff there. Am I the only one that felt
like Mi Chin was out of place?
Yeah, a little bit. A tiny bit, yes, a little bit. Yeah, she did feel a little out of place there because she was the only like high flyer sort of there in that bunch there. But
it would feel like if Mysterio got put in a match with Big Show, like Kane and Undertaker.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. A little bit. So, but yeah, good stuff there. Jade gets the win with a freaking jaded on Niven. Holy crap, she is strong as hell, man. Unbelievable.
Jade, I said this after the match, man. Between her promo, her character work, and her ring work, the improvement she has made since that slip up on that top row or the springboard is outrageously noticeable. It's so good.
Very good stuff there from Jade. I'm glad she's improving. I'm glad she's putting in the work there. And yeah, so she advances to the next round, which means she gets to face Roxanne Perez next week. So I am very curious how they're gonna with this match here between Jade and Roxy there. So it's kind of weird that Roxy is the veteran of these two when it comes to in-ring work. So it's going to be very interesting how they pair up there. Very interesting.
I love that, like, no matter who Roxy's been in the ring with, one of my favorite matches that Roxy has ever had was against Jordan Grace when she was a champion still. And
Yeah.
Besides her earring getting caught in the fishnet,
Yeah.
I thought that match was insanely good. So I can only
Very
imagine what
good.
they do with Jade.
Yeah, it's going to be very intriguing how they.
And
pack it
assuming
up.
Naomi is going to have something to do with the finish.
Wait, we don't know that yet. Well, we will see. We will see.
That's
She
why I
has
said
her own
it
plans.
too.
No, she has her own plans because
Yeah.
she comes out there basically, saying to the crowd, "Oh, what? You look surprised that I won?" And then out comes the champ, Miss Tiffany Stratton. Maron, man, look at oh goodness. She comes out there, basically tells Naomi she's all talk no action. Naomi walks away, and then for some reason, Nia Jax attacks Tiffany again because I thought they were done with this, but apparently they're gonna have another
They
match.
need to
I
be
don't
done
know,
with it
whatever.
again.
Yeah, please shoot me in the face there with that. So whatever.
Pause.
Oh, let's go skip. Yeah, skip skip on that one there. We then had Nick Aldis coming out. Sorry, in the back with all the tag division, and basically DIY is like, oh yeah, let's put the Street Profits in there. Let's put the Fraxium in there. Yeah, but then Nick goes, no. I'm not putting them on there. I'll put in the Motor City Machine Guns. I get the Wyatt Six there, which led to our next match here: Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis versus the Motor City Machine Guns. And this is where I was making the comment about the crowd there. That crowd didn't give two shits about this match, to be honest. There, I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest, with the crowd for this match. I mean, because the match itself was not too bad for the most part. Though somebody did kind of point this out, and I don't know if any of y'all notice it. Joe Gacy seems to have had to tell Dexter a lot of his stuff to do in that match. I don't know if you noticed it there because like Dexter seemed a little lost in that match with the Motor City Machine Guns a little bit, but it's a slight gripe there. But I mean, but overall the match is okay.
So
yeah,
I think a
the
lot of
way
it has.
that I looked at how Dexter was in that match is the same way I looked at Lash Legend and her match, both of which have not been on TV in a long time, like in ring wise. And with Dexter, I feel when they had momentum going, on Raw when they were doing the cross stuff, he was very fluent. He was very good. Again, another guy like Gacy, who I think is outstanding in the fucking ring. You got a guy like Dexter, whose style doesn't match almost anybody in that ring, and you have to adapt to not only the speed but just the technical ability of the Motor City Machine Guns. In my opinion, they should have gone the DIY route first, or at least maybe Pretty Deadly or something. At least that would have made a little more. Because Motor City taking another pinfall loss, not saying that they're like buried or anything like that, but
no.
I just feel when you have somebody like Dexter who maybe perhaps isn't ready for that spot just yet, I don't know. I feel like they need to polish up something there for sure.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
highlight
I
I
agree.
will say that I love the camera cutting back to Bo and him rocking in the chair like Bray, man. Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, and then he did give the yeah to them to finish it off there. So yeah, but wait, hey, consistency with the Wyatts. That was that 4 weeks in a row now. We've
4
seen
weeks
them.
in a
It's
row.
great.
Yep.
Good to see that. Good to see that there. We then had John Cena talking to Jimmy Uso. He goes, "Have you seen our Ron Trick killings?" And he goes, "No, I haven't." He's like, "Well, you know what? You call him. I'm gonna be going to the ring and I'm gonna confront him." So John Cena then walks out, and he basically says he wants Truth to come out right now. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, CM Punk arrives. So nope, I don't think nobody expected him to be on SmackDown, but hey, that's a great surprise there. And then he basically and then it's a very long promo, so I'm just gonna just get the kind of like the cliff notes on there. He basically, let me see here. Why not? I waste my time. He basically calls maybe a little too bit. Punk says maybe I'm a little bit too Obi-Wan Kenobi talking to Darth Vader, looking for Anakin Skywalker. So that's in there. I thought that line was pretty cool. But then he goes to the camera. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, on TV land, watching on the USA Network, it's about to get real. Okay, here, I can read this part. Here's your truth that you want so badly. There's an old saying, you tell a strong man a lie, you offend them. That's why you piss me off when of all people, call me a hypocrite. Conversely, you tell a weak man the truth, and that offends him. And here's the truth, John. You can't beat me. When I'm at my best, you never could. And now you said you're going to ruin wrestling. I'm taking it upon myself to save it. Bear with me, folks. As always, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. What's the other thing you said to me? Something about sociopathic confidence? Yeah, take that as a compliment because it's my unwavering confidence in me and my ability that has brought me to the mountaintop time and time again. When people like you said they don't see it, when people like you said I didn't have it. But I'm not as confident as a man you are because I won't walk out of here in a sold out arena looking like a toddler who just struck out a T-ball. Did you actually like that one? Because that person will like that one stricken from the record because you know who I sound like? Well, I sound like a PG John Cena, which is ironic because you know who you sound like. I'm going to ruin wrestling. I'm going to take the strap and leave. Man, you sound like CM Punk. That's ironic. You're stealing my best material, John. I won the title. I left with the title. You're trying to follow my footsteps. I did it. I said it. I was going to do it, and I did it. And you know what? You couldn't stop me. You think challenging me to Night of Champions is going to stop me? John, just like old times, here's CM Punk to make your title run interesting. Here's CM Punk to make John Cena's retirement tour palatable when watchable. Get the rocket fuel and fuel up the private jet that you fly around in. I will follow you to Mars and kick your ass. I will follow you to hell to prove that I'm better than you. And here's some truth, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some truth for you, John. It's not all bad. You are a goat, but so am I. And I've beaten you in my hometown, and I've beaten you in your hometown, and I will beat you at Night of Champions. You are the goat that I will spit roast and sacrifice to the gods of wrestling, legends who actually belong on Mount Rushmore. Terry Funk, Harley Race, Bret Hart, Eddie Guerrero. The audacity to put yourself on a Mount Rushmore once, let alone 4 times, you're a joke. So here's more truth for you, John. You can't see me. I see right through you, and I always have. And that's the truth. Which then brought Ron Killings out again, and he applies the STF.
And it was
and John goes, and then Punk goes, John, I'm sorry, but the truth hurts.
I love it.
And then that ends the segment there.
Dude,
so
that is one of the best promo segments of this entire year. I think it was truly up there with the Seth Rollins and CM Punk one at the beginning of the year, but before their match at Netflix. CM Punk is somebody who I'm always listening with every ounce of my attention when he picks up that microphone, right?
Yeah.
Even when he's in AEW, I always listen to everything he said, whether or not I agreed with him. And he always has had that ability. He talks like nobody else talks. He doesn't have a corny gimmick. He doesn't pretend to be something he's not. And he's acknowledging the fact that he's a hypocrite, right? And I love more than anything that Cena took to social media after he said the Saudi Arabia thing to Punk and posted a picture of Miz and Samoa Joe at Saudi Arabia. That was when Punk told Miz to suck a blood-covered dick.
Yeah.
John Cena is so far ahead of the curve, nobody touches this man. I will forever die on that fucking hill.
Man, it's getting interesting, man, with these two. It makes you think, wonder how the finish is going to happen in Night of Champions. I'm very intrigued by that. There. Byron Saxton had an interview with Alexa Bliss, and he asked what's her mindset going into the future. She's there to remind the universe who Alexa is. Outcomes, she wants to become the queen of the ring. Charlotte Flair then joins the conversation, says that there's only one room for a queen in this division, which led to our next match here. Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss.
What did she say? What did Charlotte say?
She said there's only one room for one queen in this division. What? Oh, woo! Oh man. Which led to the match of Charlotte Flair versus Alba Fire versus Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae. This was a pretty good match between all four. Good
Even
chemistry with
Candace
two
looked
good
pretty
workers
good.
there, and the two star powers in Alexa and Charlotte. Thought they worked well together. All four of them there. Good stuff. Everyone getting their stuff there. It ended very interesting here. So Charlotte Flair had the figure eight on
Yeah.
Alba Fire. But while Alba didn't tap out as of yet, Alexa gets the sister Abigail DDT on Candice LeRae, and Alexa gets the pinfall just as Alba taps out. So Alexa, I actually, be honest with you, I was surprised that Alexa won this again. The second time I've been surprised that they gave Alexa the win in these situations there. But I mean, hey, that's great. Good for them. Continues the storyline with Charlotte as well, because Charlotte literally was like, hell, man. And then like literally walks away from her while Alexa was kind of teasing her. And yeah, so Alexa is in the next round. So she will face the winner of she'll face the winner of either Ivy Nile, Stephanie Vaquer, Asuka, or Raquel Rodriguez, which will happen on Monday. Oh
I'm
my
curious
god.
to see what happens with Asuka.
I'm very curious, yeah, in this case. Hey, they gave her a good promo to return, so I mean, obviously they still hype her up.
She's dyed her hair completely black.
Yeah, I saw
Oh
that.
boy. Oh, I can't wait to see this. Yeah, she probably has new face makake too, so it should be interesting.
Just
I
don't
hope-
just don't
yeah.
pull a Shinsuke, please. Don't have her come out in samurai armor. Poor Shinsuke, man. I feel for that guy. I really do.
I don't want to see her Shredder costume.
Nah, I think they're not going to mess with Asuka. She's too valuable, I think, in this case here. So, but,
Nobody is ready for Oscar.
yeah, I've been curious there. Cody Rhodes runs into CM Punk backstage. He tells him that they can't run away from each other forever. He knows that, and then he wishes him good luck. And then after Night of Champions, we'll see who's chasing who. So very intriguing. You dropped change, didn't you? Oh God, you
I
guys.
did.
Oh goodness. Well, yeah, no, very intriguing with Punk and Cody continuing there. I'm very curious with that one. Good stuff
And
there.
I think that's the first time since the last Rumble, isn't it?
Yeah, very first time
Cody won?
they've directed. So I like that they're still teasing these two there, because we know that's money with those two. That's gonna be very big money there, and then it's gonna make a certain and it's gonna make a certain nepo baby cry like hell. Whatever. But anyways, hey, relax there. We then had our main event, which was Cody versus Damian versus Andrade versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Hey, for one of the biggest mix-ups I've ever seen, because I didn't think these four would have chemistry there. Let me give a shout out. Good stuff there. And as we joke about Shinsuke, it looked like he was very motivated for this match as well, because I think he was intrigued with the three that he was working with in this case here. They had a table spot, which I found intriguing. Not sponsored by Slim Jim. No, actually, they're sponsored by Slim Jim table spot there with Cody. I thought it was very intriguing there. But yeah, no, it was good stuff there. And then it ended with so Cody had the crossroads on Andrade. He was trying to do the triple one. Shinsuke came up and did a sleeper, and then was trying to do the crossroads on him. But then Cody reversed it, and he got the crossroads, and we called it. We thought Nakamura was getting the pin, and he did get the pin. And Cody Rhodes advances, so he awaits his opponent, which will be either Rusev, Sheamus, Bronson Reed, or the fourth person who we found out happened to be Jey Uso. So, yeah, I don't know. It seems like this is the route they're taking. If they really go with Jey Uso, then, oh man, I'm
gonna say this: Jey Uso and Cody could fucking bang, bro. No homo.
Yeah, they could. It's just like
straight
it's
up.
kind
I
of
think that'd
disappointing
be
you're
a
putting
fun
Jay
match.
in. Yeah, it is kind of disappointing that you're putting him in this position with three guys that really should advance in this case
I
here.
would say at least two of those guys deserve it. I don't think Rusev deserves anything yet.
Yet, because he's been doing some
Notice
good
I didn't
promo work.
trash him.
Yeah, that's right. It's true. That's true. Because he has been doing some good promo work. You have been acknowledging that, which is good. Yeah, which is something in this case here. So, but other than that, yeah, good action-packed SmackDown overall,
Who's the
regardless of
fourth
the
guy in
crowd
that
there.
match?
Who was the what?
Who's the fourth
Bronson
guy in
Reed.
that match?
Bronson Reed.
Bronson? Damn. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't be mad at Bronson winning that match.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes versus Bronson, bro. Fucking send it.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes versus Sheamus would bang too.
Yeah, because
So
they
here's my
technically
thing
haven't had a
with
match.
Sheamus, man. I love Sheamus, but a guy like Cody or a guy like Jay, Sheamus gets gassed so fast now. And I know it's because he's getting older. I get it. But like, I just worry about his tank. Like at least with Rusev.
He gets gassed, but he doesn't lose power. That's the thing.
That's true. At least with Rusev, that match can stay looking good. Whereas I don't want to say Kerry because I feel like that's such a disrespectful thing to say to Sheamus. But Cody is going to be leading that match. If it's him and Sheamus.
Well, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Who do we think takes the pin?
Jay.
So
I think
or Sheamus.
Yeah,
Sheamus might get the pin.
Yeah, because I think Knight is going to interfere on Bronson's behalf because I think he's going to retaliate in this case here, and then Sheamus and Rusev will just cancel each other out. So it seems like it's Sheamus taking the pin.
I mean, Sheamus could get the accolade put on him. Jay hits the super kick on Rusev, knocking him out, and then does a splash to Sheamus and picks up the win.
Yeah,
not the ideal. Not ideal, but
I feel like it kind of puts everybody in that match in a weird spot besides Sheamus and Rusev. I think they're the safest ones.
Yeah.
Bronson just returning and Jay just losing his title. It's like if Jay doesn't win, people are gonna crash out. You know what I mean? And we all see how fucking terrible this community is when Jay wins or loses anything.
Yeah. It almost feels like nobody can eat a pinfall anymore.
Well, look how they reacted with the LA Knight or Carmelo, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Carmelo is buried every other fucking week.
Yeah, to say that
he's buried every other week.
To say he's buried against somebody like Randy Orton is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's dumb. Yeah, I mean, it feels like people can't like performers can't eat a pinfall, which is crazy too because we are the only ones who give a fuck about it, right?
Look on the other show. I don't want to focus too much on AEW, but look at what the other show does. What did they do with Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega? They did a time limit fucking draw. Yeah. And everybody who's an AEW dick rider be like, oh my God, that was the greatest match ever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's because of, like we were talking about earlier, the things I dislike about Tony. I don't like how Tony will not only book his favorites like they're fucking action figures, but the finishes that he does is why this community acts the way that they do when somebody like Mello or LA Knight takes a pinfall loss.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But it looks like the King of the Ring is shaping up to be really good. It's at the end of the month, so we'll see. I don't know if they're going to do the semifinals at in Saudi. Like
they're doing the semis. They did two. They're doing two semis next week, and then they're doing the other two semis on Raw probably.
No, I mean the two matches before it leads up to the actual like crowning match, the final match. I don't know if they're going to do those matches at Saudi and then have the person or the well, no, they shouldn't.
They literally just announced they're going to do the Sammy versus Randy next week.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that. So,
yeah.
Who wins that though?
Probably.
It seems like it's Sammy. Is the story they're going with right now in this case here.
I don't know. I would like to see Randy. You get Randy versus Cody.
I would too, but people would cry for 2 months and a half if Sammy loses.
Fuck them.
Fuck 'em, I don't care.
There's
I'm
storylines that take precedence.
Over people's feelings, exactly. There,
Why
literally.
didn't Sammy get to compete in his own home country as the king of the ring?
Dude, he main evented the damn freaking thing literally last year. So, like, I don't know what else they wanted.
Well, also, another talking point is Mr. Iguana, man. Mr. Iguana apparently signed a WWE contract, and people are pissed that he's going straight to the main roster, and they're saying
Nobody's pissed. Nobody's pissed.
it's fake outrage. They're saying
Dave
they're saying
Meltzer reporting this.
Yeah, fucking cock boy.
Here's what makes no sense. Mr. Iguana goes to NXT to be told that he's skipping NXT to go to the main roster. Okay, why would he be invited there if people don't want him there? I guarantee you, there is not one person on that entire roster that is mad that dude is getting the bag.
Exactly.
Not one person.
Exactly.
No, because folks would do the same thing if they were given the bag.
Look at Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry just had a fucking WrestleMania match against Randy Orton. Were people mad when that happened? Not counting the IWC? No, I highly fucking doubt it.
Nope. But oh God. At any rate, that is our show. Chris, JR, what are you guys excited for this week?
You go first, JR.
Looking forward to Monday because I'm definitely looking forward to Asuka versus with Stephanie in the ring there because that's gonna be freaking gonna feed families and all. They're gonna that's gonna be a moment there when she does that to Asuka or whatever. But I'm looking forward to those next two fatal four ways. The NXT is looking pretty solid there. They've got a good show coming up this week here. And then, I'm curious how they're going to book these semifinal matches on SmackDown. Looking forward to those there. Overall, aside from wrestling there, as mentioned, I don't know if folks are aware, my mortgage is complete. I'm now owner of my condo. So all that is settled there. So we've gone through the tough part there, and now we have the fun part. So I'm going to be sort of kind of being more consistent with my Twitch streams now going forward there. So I'm looking forward to, continuing on there. I just finally finished Ghost of Tsushima at long last after 1 year of playing that game. It was unexpected because I was just playing through it on Thursday and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, is this the final mission? And then I'm like, oh, okay, this is the final mission. So it's like,
that game is super hard.
No spoilers on whoever hasn't played Ghost of Tsushima, but basically, fantastic game. But I'm looking forward to just looking forward to this week overall. It's gonna be a relatively stress-free week, thankfully. So
nice. Chris, what about you?
Man, I'm just glad that I don't have 4 back-to-back interviews next week. I have. Last week I worked 45 hours at work and then 8 hours worth of podcast stuff. So, I am completely drained. My social is gone. I have one more interview for this month, and then I'm going to take off July after my last booking, and take off first week of August for my birthday. I'm going to Comic-Con for that, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
I'm going to be on another podcast on the 21st. It's going to be on a gentleman's podcast, telling my story on somebody else's podcast. So I'm excited for that. Wrestling-wise, King and Queen of the Ring is ramping up to be a lot of fun. A lot of stories being told behind the scenes there. So excited to see what happens. Excited to see what happens with Cross because I find it really weird that the contract conversation still hasn't happened. And Omos has just re-signed. So I'm a little concerned, like you and I talked about JR a couple of weeks ago. I'm a little concerned that Cross is not getting re-signed.
Yet.
Right. I'm not gonna panic on that one yet, but
no, I'm not panicking at all. I think the fact that they factor him in to the Sammy situation, he's either gonna cost Sammy the win or literally this is going to be their summer rivalry with Sammy and Cross there.
Yeah.
In this case.
I'm excited to see Cena again. His next appearance will be 17 appearances left. So we're getting really close to single digits, and my heart races every time I see that number drop. NXT has a whole show of nothing but women's wrestling, so excited for that. The road to NXT American Bash and Evolution and SummerSlam, we're in full gear, no pun intended, towards the summer.
We love double E.
Double E.
Double E. For me, I've got a recording tomorrow, and then I've got one on Wednesday for my other podcast. And then I leave on Friday or Saturday to go to Tennessee to go visit my kid for a week and a half or so. I'll be back on July 1st. That means I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks to do the show. But we're going there, going to go spend some time with her before she goes out to Germany with her mom and stepdad to be stationed out there for like 3 or 4 years. Who knows? I'm just, excited for the future. My birthday is on the 11th. And so the next show that will be here is the 6th. And I'm just excited, man. 4th of July, I'm going to be doing some brats, burgers, hot dogs on the grill, and go see some fireworks. Might go buy some fireworks and fuck my little town up a little bit. Who knows? Who knows? Give some of these old fucks some PTSD. Kickstart their trip to the grave. But anyways,
thank you for not saying "Kickstart Your Heart." I swear to God, that song would have been stuck in my head. You know what? Yeah. You know what I gotta say to that?
Jesus.
Wait, JR, you heard that one? Yes.
Jesus.
All right, but until next time, I hope you guys have a good week, good 2 weeks, and I hope you guys enjoy wrestling, enjoy your life, be kind to yourself, take it easy on yourself. All right.
Also, go fuck yourself. I'm just kidding.
Yes. Also, just like he said and like Cody said,
Go fuck yourself.